It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. Expresso here on S3 on this Friday morning. JP Sebastian back again in the hot seat as we take a look at some of the movies releasing and those that are to be excited about. And he's been mentioning a name, M. Night Shyamalan, a name that you've been riffing
You
on.
must
Like,
have a
what
favorite.
on-
You must have like a...
Right,
They're going back to The Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis.
Okay, ooh, I see dead people.
Yeah, we won't tell anyone how it ends after 30 years, guys. You know the twist by now. King of twists, obviously.
Here we go. Well, this
Signs,
one,
et cetera, et cetera.
this one, Knock at the Cabin. Just that title, never mind the poster, is like, whoa, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? So give us a bit of a background into this.
I'm pretty sure that just from the poster, you already get this feeling of like a Manson family cult type thing. So you got vacationers out in the middle of nowhere in a cabin, 4 complete strangers who are also strangers to each other, which I'll get into a bit later, knock at the door, and they're like, we have a mission for you. They have with them tools that are going to end up useful, but I tell you what, let's hear from the horse's mouth.
Say.
They insist they're tools, not weapons. But yeah, they get pretty weapony with them. Let's have a look, however, at a featurette, including an actor. This guy makes me so angry because I love him so much, and I'll explain why afterwards. Dave Bautista with director M. Night Shyamalan talking about Knock at the Cabin.
This has been by far the most challenging project I've ever done. This is the role, like literally this is the role that I've been waiting. And it's really it's to prove myself, it's to prove my worth. My name's Leonard. The premise of the film is there is a family, a couple who have adopted a child and they're vacationing. And their home is invaded by 4 strangers who have been asked to make a choice of sacrifice to save humanity, save the world from the apocalypse.
The role of Leonard is very specific. It's like a giant, physically intimidating, and has to do these horrific things, but is actually incredibly gentle, like a teacher. When I met Dave is this character.
We were called and are united by a common vision, which has now become a command that we cannot ignore.
He came to me and basically convinced me that he would do anything. And I believed him, that he would do anything for me, and he did.
I think throughout it's just been a challenging film. It's been a challenging project. This is an opportunity of a lifetime.
Wow, a very different kind of depiction of the man from this to what he is right now.
That's your wrestling move.
That was like, that's
You
the
just
only
shake your
Batista.
enemies to death.
I need to stand up and do this. He did it like this. That was the Batista move.
I'm going to ask you to do the Bautista bomb.
All right,
That
so
will be the last show.
yeah, and you were saying now that hearing him speak like that about the movie and then his career, like, oh, you know, this is the role he's been waiting for, and after this, like,
Proving his own worth, that kind of language.
Is that what angers you about it?
Yeah, because I've been reading a lot of interviews with this guy, Dave Bautista, who we were just talking about now, for example, Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that opening scene.
He is the opening scene, and he holds it with a sense of command of the scene that is just incredible for an actor who used to act in his bookies against John Cena and The Rock, like in the ring.
Yes.
That takes acting. That takes really talented acting, apparently. John Cena is hilarious in movies too, and The Rock is a good actor too. But Dave Bautista is talking in every interview I see. Am I hearing the John Cena music? No, I'm imagining.
No.
It's from Knock at the Cabin. I thought, well, I suppose it's correct that I can't see the music, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But I'm just saying, like, the dude is talking fatalistically about his career at such a stage where we're realizing how talented he actually is, man. Anyway.
Didn't he play alongside Charlize Theron in 8 Below?
That's off my radar.
Yeah,
is it something you enjoy?
Yeah, very much.
Your eye,
very much so. But yeah, but anyway, great movie.
This is the Dave Bautista appreciation segment. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
But I've got to tell you, I suppose about Knock at the Cabin. So you mentioned M. Night Shyamalan, and he's directed here this little story about a little girl who has these creeps emerge from the woods, and he's like, I just want to be your friend, you know, like, and it's not actually in like a. He's not being manipulative. This is one of the great things about these complex completely weirdo stranger type kidnappers who are emerging in Knock at the Cabin is that they A, earnestly believe in their mission, which I'll describe in a second, and B, they almost have remorse. Every time you see a kidnapper movie, a home invasion movie, a murderer movie, like the person's like a mastermind and they're like, yes, I've got my plan together and everything's under my control. These four characters actually would rather not be doing what they're doing. So for me, that's almost scary. It's
Yeah,
like
like they're
regret-
forced into it by something
By a force.
sinister.
Yeah. So the idea is that they've told themselves that if this family of these two husbands and this daughter do not make a sacrificial choice of one of them by force, not by, oh, I volunteer my own body, the world is going to end. So M. Night Shyamalan again pulls on it's the personal story of just an atomistic family in a tiny cabin like Sands with Mel Gibson, Signs with Mel Gibson, etc., etc. But these large apocalyptic circumstances, a bit like Banshees of Inisherin in a way, the tiny dorp, but the world leaning on the decision of what's made in that dorp kind of thing.
Okay.
Tell you what, though, I'm being told I have to go because JP talks too much, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you it.
It's broken the fourth wall there.
No. Yes. We've got M. Night Shyamalan there. The twist is that there's someone in my ear. But there's another clip I want to show you from Knock at the Cabin, which is just going to build that tension for you and show you just how good Dave Bautista is. Here it is. Another look at the movie out today.
Stay back!
I believe you were chosen because your family's love for each other is so pure. I know you've been through a lot and people haven't been fair to you.
Drop the weapon and move away from Eric, or I'll show you I was chosen to put a bullet in your head. Drop it now, Leonard, or I'll kill you.
You're dooming us all, Andrew. You're dooming your husband. You're dooming your daughter.
I'm done with you! I'm not listening to another goddamn word you say!
It's time for the next sacrifice. Are you willing to make a choice?
You're crazy. I'm taking my family. And I'm leaving.
I'm not answering any more doors from now on. I'm done. Not answering.
Everything
Just don't
by
come
webcam.
knocking. Call me first and let me know it's you, and then we have a passcode. What on earth? That is crazy.
And it's going to string you along that way for the whole movie until, unfortunately, M. Night Shyamalan can't put a bow on all of his multiple ideas very well. Like, you can make the gift very nice, but the wrapping, unfortunately, gets a bit messy towards the end. Still, though, that gives it a strong rating for a great thriller horror at 7 out of 10 from J.P. Sebastian.
That's great, because you, in any case, rip open the wrapping, and then it's the gift that
You
you
get drawn
enjoy
along,
inside, right?
the whole thing, you're like leaning closer and closer in your seat. It is very thrilling, but the end doesn't wrap necessarily as satisfying as it could have.
Yeah.
Check it out today, though.
That it is. It's called Knock at the Cabin. Take a look and let us know what you think.